I love that number. Okay. Yeah, even in math, you have positive and negative numbers.
Yes.
In this particular universe, you have a duality. You have good, you have evil. You have hot, you have cold. Man.
Yeah, that's because we live in a digital, not a digital, but a binary system, zeros and ones.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's another story. Actually, one is a particle, a piece of the zero, which is a circle, which is the completeness of where we go. But let's get back to 666.
Okay.
666 generally means the mark of the beast. It's the devil. You know, take your children inside, pull your blinds down, turn the lights out. Don't let anybody see you. 666 makes 18. 1 and 8 make 9. You always look at the double-digit number in numerology to find out what influence it has on the single digit. Big difference between a plain 9 and an 18-9 and a 27-9. So 666 is 18. 1 and 8 make 9. Negative 8, a bully, someone that abuses power. A negative 1, arrogant. That could fit the devil, Mephistopheles, in the Christian scheme of things. And 9 is somebody that needs to be in control. So 1, 8, 9, somebody that is abusing their power. 8 is arrogant. 1, because of their lack of confidence, which set up the conflict initially. And 9, they need to be in control. When the same number is looked at from a positive side, the 8 is the leader, organizer, orchestrator, using its wisdom, knowledge, and expertise for the benefit of all. 1, a leader who shifts the paradigm. 9, universal love, or doing what you love, and that would fit the Christed energy. So 666 could also apply to Christ in a positive way. Again, we're back to perspective. How do people look at things?
It's whether the glass is half full or half empty.
Right.
You've got a new book called Numerology for Decoding Behavior.
Decoding, yes.
Tell me about
that
it.
Book. And
Tell me about it.
Too. Thank you. First of all, even though it's called Numerology for Decoding Behavior, you do not need to know any numerology to use the book. The way the book is set up is you are taught some very, very simple formulas. For example, using someone's month and day of birth, it's called the achievement number in the book, and it identifies someone's core issue as well as potentially their greatest strength. The other piece in the book teaches you how to use the first vowel consonant combination in a first, middle, or last name to get a handle on the first name, how you behave at work, the middle name, how you behave in relationship, and the last name, part of the family dynamic as viewed through the dominant parent, whether it's the mother or the father. It's one of the dominant behavior patterns. If you'd like, I'll give you a quick sample.
Sure.
May I use you?
Oh, sure, why not? Everybody else does.
Okay, the R is 9 and the O is 6. And if you add 9 plus 6, you get 15.
Yeah.
1 and 5 make 6. So very simple addition. We write 6 and we draw a slash like a fraction line. Then we're going to subtract 6 from 9 and we get 3. So the number here is 6 up top slash 3 on the bottom, which indicates there is a tendency for you to possibly scatter your energy a little too much in trying to do things for other people, sometimes getting a little perturbed with people who don't appreciate what you've done for them or what you're trying to offer them. And sometimes it could indicate some sarcasm towards people. What helps me figure that out is R is a 9, so you're very intense, and O is a 6, indicating you may have a bit of a sweet tooth, or if you have health issues, they can be in the stomach, intestinal, and digestive system, and I would tie that back into not feeling appreciated for what you're doing. But for the average person, if they just look up 6-3, beginning on page 103 in the book, every conceivable vowel and consonant, multiple vowel, multiple consonant combinations are all covered. and every conceivable birthday because there's only 9 numbers. Now, there are some that come out to be 11 or 13 or 14 or 16 or 19, 22, 33, all the way up to 99. The teen numbers, 13, 14, 16, 19 are called karmic numbers. They bring in a little extra stress. A 13 can be quite skeptical. A 14 can overreact, too much one way, too much the other. They're out of balance. A 16 can be a messiah, feeling they're responsible for saving everybody and getting a little agitated that nobody listens to what they say because they are right, by the way, 99% of the time. But not 100. They're not God. They can't see the big picture. A 19 can swing between, if everything's going well, Mother Teresa. And if it's not, right over to Attila the Hun, take no prisoners. Can be a little moody sometimes. And then the other numbers, 11 and 22, 33, up to 99, all these double-digit numbers have special meanings for us. And remember, we consciously set this up. We all set it up to succeed. So in this book, it's a great book to start with if you want to get a little handle on yourself. There's also a section that you can figure out, are you mental, emotional, physical, or intuitive in the way you approach life. And I believe the exercise on the 4 phases of growth and learning to make yourself your first priority is also in that book. But you don't need to know numerology. Everything is in there for you. Very easy. Give it a shot. I think you'll really find it amusing.
So how could this be used by, let's say, somebody going to high school who's under a lot of peer pressure? Well,
it depends on how involved they can get with the numbers. And what I mean by that, this can really, if they really delve into it, there are certain people that know there's an answer for everything but can never figure it out. And numbers will give you the answer to everything. Everything. No doubt about it. It'll show you why it doesn't work and what you need to do to make it work. At high school, it's important not just for the teacher to be able to identify the behaviors. If they got 35, 40 or more kids in a class, being able to instantly take a vowel and consonant, you know this person's behavior pattern, and you don't challenge them. You don't have to get into confrontation. With students, they can really begin to understand their friends and why they behave the way they do. If you're in sales, you've got 30 seconds to make a good impression. All you get is someone's first name. It's Michael, and if you do the numbers really quick, it's a 4 or 5. You know they don't like change unless they're making it, and so you guide the sale that way. A sociologist, a psychologist, you know, their numbers will give you the real feelings. There's something that I do with people where I ask them to pick a category.
Right.
It could be health, it could be finances, it could be family, work, relationship, whatever. And once they pick that category, if you want, we'll try right now. Just pick one of those categories or your own. Any category you want.
Let's go with career.
Okay. Give me the first 3 single-digit numbers that pop into your head. Don't think.
369.
Okay, and what's your month and day of birth?
Month 4, day 27.
31-4. Okay, you have been in a 1 year, a year of brand new beginnings and brand new starts, manifesting whatever you desire. If you had the confidence to move forward, not be too stubborn or not make changes, but get yourself focused and speak up. So with career, you're going into a 2-year. And this month, October, it's very interesting the way things work. August is always a review of what you did last year. September is like the final exam for the current year. And October is always a preview of what the coming year has in store. So your coming year is a 2. As far as career is concerned, 3 is about creativity, visions, creating, writing, speaking. 6 would involve let go of some unrealistic expectations or taking on too much responsibility. Be the mentor, ask questions, and guide people And 9 is electrical or electronic and being on the world. So it's possible you could be syndicated to a larger audience because 3 and 6 make 9, and 9 more make 18. 1 and 8 make 9. So 8 is about money, recognition, and status. 1 is new beginnings. 9 is being on the stage. So it's possible next year you'd be picked up by more stations.
Interesting.
Did that have any meaning, or were you thinking along a different line? You can tell me the truth. You're thinking along a different line.
No, not really. No,
okay.
I'm just taking what you're saying and I'm just evaluating it and putting it into perspective and correlating with what's going on. And you were pretty good.
Thank you. It's the numbers. I am a number disguised as a human being. Oz has spoken.
What are some of the reactions that you get from people that you do their numbers for in front of them?
Did I do this on?
Yeah.
Well, the best reaction I get is I love to watch their jaw drop open. Like, holy roof! How did you know that?
Yeah.
And I usually tell them I went through their trash last night because I knew we were going to meet today. They're astounded, amazed. It's just, and again, it's not me, it's the numbers, but it's my gift with the numbers. I'm a channel. This stuff comes through me. I don't make this up. And it can resolve conflict within a family. It can tell you why you've gotten a divorce, what's the purpose of your marriage, what is your life calling. It's there. It's all here. And there's only 9 numbers. That's all there are, 9 numbers. 0 represents spirit. If we take the ancient Kabbalistic tree of life,
right,
which originally had Hebrew notations on it, and again, I had a vision. I got rid of all that stuff. It was time to move on, and replaced 9 numbers on the 9 points. This came to me, and you can cut me off any time. This came to me when I was substituting one day, and kids eat substitutes for lunch. They just eat them up.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? And so I had to come up with something that would make the kids work. So I put a puzzle on the board. They're called magic squares. And you make a square, and you draw like a tic-tac-toe grid with 9 boxes.
Right.
So I said, after you do your work, if you can solve this puzzle, you can have free time for the rest of the period. Well, of course, they all did their work.
All right, we're going to have a bit of a cliffhanger here because I've got to take my final break here. Exonation, Michael Brill is our special guest. He is a he's a cosmic numerologist. Wow, nearly a big slip up there. His website is www.awakener.com. We'll be back on the other side of this commercial break as we continue here in the X Zone with yours truly, Rob McConnell. Don't go away.
Experience you'll ever know.
With each new extreme weather event or terrorist act, it becomes increasingly obvious that we live in uncertain and challenging times. We all buy car insurance. Why not collapse and catastrophe insurance? Matthew Stein, an MIT-trained engineer and green builder, has written 2 outstanding books to help people prepare, plan for, and deal with everything from minor situations lasting a few days to full-on collapse. Matt's first book, When Technology Fails, is a manual for self-reliance, sustainable living, and surviving the long emergency. This massive book covers the gamut from first aid and emergency preparedness to alternative healing, renewable energy, primitive living skills, and 18th century technologies that could be critical to your comfort and survival in a long-lasting crisis. Matt's second book, When Disaster Strikes, is a comprehensive emergency preparedness handbook and survival guide. When Disaster Strikes is an essential item for every family's go bag. Both books are available at all usual sources. There's a wealth of totally free information posted at whentechfails.com, and author-signed copies may be purchased at mattstein.com. That's www.whentechfails.com and www.mattstein.com.